Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video, and once again we kind of have another big disastrous PlayStation 5 Pssr Pro integration when it comes to the console themselves as a whole. Now, as you guys probably know, we've been kind of seeing an on-off type vibe. Some games have done phenomenal, have done very well in the implementation of the Pssr, and some things we're kind of codenaming this as the Shimmering, where basically the game is kind of filled out of bugs, issues, the AI itself kind of just basically copying, pasting, very kind of shoddy results, and as well, sometimes now we're actually seeing people that are somewhat forced locked into a specific game mode, where apparently some of the actual testing modes actually may have been removed, which may have been actually a good alternative, because sometimes not utilizing the Pssr is actually making some of the games better. So right now we have another one on the bad list, and we've had a few on the good list too, but I feel like as a kind of a YouTuber who's either incentivized folks to get their PS5 Pros or as well just want to be in the know for this stuff, I think it's very important to know that some games are not running perfectly. And it seems like right now there's another game added to the list besides like the Silent Hills and all the other various games like the Jedi Survivors that we've covered throughout these past few weeks. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. So we're going to go cover up throughout the news. If you just want to have a chance to win your PS5 Pro and deal with the Shimmering yourself, I do want to keep on saying disclaimer, this is more on the third-party style. It's also very fixable. It will take a little bit of time, and I'm sure future games will not have this. I was going to get that prerequisite because I'm sure that will be fixed. No one wants to have a broken product as well as on a broken brand new console, but it is still big enough to note that we have been seeing this. It has been ongoing, and I'm not a big fan of seeing all these proper issues all over the place. So let's go and talk about it. So first and foremost, we have now been seeing a very large influx of people getting upset about this Avatar's brand new PS5 Pro patch, where basically people keep on saying they wish the Pssr wasn't there. It was reducing image quality. It's adding more shimmering, and people all over the place are still once again getting kind of upset about this. Like, people are not happy about this vibe because you're spending $700 on a console and you're hoping that the brand new implementation of this Pssr is going to be good. And I think a lot of people have been tracking this and looking at this stuff, and I would agree, where it's like, it's a cool idea. I can't wait to see it become like better. I've already seen it on PlayStation. Games do phenomenal. So the technology and idea and concept is there. But the biggest issue is that if it's not done well in these third-party games, and this is now Ubisoft kind of dogging on it. We saw EA do kind of rough. We saw Bloober Team kind of do a little bit rough. So it kind of sucks that we're seeing these issues because people are not happy about this too as well. So here's a few updates and comments saying it's only been a few hours since the Avatar Frontiers of Pandora was updated for the PS5 Pro. And already fans are complaining about the quality of the update, basically saying like, why do we even want this? So according to those who have tested it, the Pssr is introducing a ton of shimmering, which is, we've kind of covered this out on the channel itself, especially on Silent Hill, and reducing the overall image quality compared to the standard PS5 version. Now, we've had a chance to kind of see a lot of gameplay over here. This is from Rajman Gaming HD, and there was a little bit of mediocreness going on. Like, I was kind of just looking to see like where this gameplay was, and overall it still did look good. Like, I don't want to, like, it's kind of, I think sometimes these issues are slightly overblown when it comes to the gameplay itself and everything else, although I'm not really sure why this kind of just randomly stopped over there. But basically, people have reported that the gameplay itself has gotten worse, and we're even kind of seeing some loading issues, as I'm like just looking at that quick little segment over there, where like not all the textures are fully loading on in, which was apparently a PS5 Pro problem we saw in prior games. There is still shimmering going on too as well. Like, I think if you guys want to roughly see it, like you can see that on the top left, although it's in a little bit of an effect over there, it might go and can replace it. But like, even just on a quick glance, just looking through casual gameplay in the background, you can go and see that there is shimmering and there is issues too as well, and it's not a good vibe. It's not cool. Now, thankfully, some of this isn't really too bad. But at the same time, the fact that there's multiple people over here talking about this, like even go in these actual comment sections down below too as well, saying another broken Pro patch. The game is now unplayable. Unplayable shimmering. Looks like a PS3 now. Don't they even test these patches before release? What a shame for this specific team too as well, dude, as well. And that's what people are not really, like, some people are excited about. Look, see, so this is what makes owning a Pro exciting. These patches will keep on dropping. Some may be better implemented than others. However, as developers continue to learn the Pssr and take advantage over what it has with the additional GPU, overall games look great in the system. And I do agree. I've had that, like, I'm on the optimistic mindset, where I do think over time the games will be better. Like, this still looks good. Like, that looks good. But once again, certain areas, certain specific zones, lighting effects, ray tracing, etc., is the big selling point on this console. And the fact that we keep on seeing more games trying to bolster up these Pro updates and be like, oh my god, I can't wait to check out the Pro whatever, but we see this and it has like issues with trees, with foliage, with water and everything else. Yeah, bro, that's not a good vibe. because you just spend $700 and you expect it to be pristine and have issues. Now, I do think it's going to get fixed. I think without a doubt, it's going to get fixed. Without any doubt in my mind, it will be fixed. And we already saw that like Silent Hill's been working on it and doing testing. We heard that Jedi Survivor is working on, like, they know this is a problem. And it does seem like it's more of a third-party developer side. But if multiple now big AAA studios, such as EA and now Ubisoft, now granted, sometimes games have less budget or whatever, they might be older, whatever, not as active dev teams. Sure, there's a lot of excuses you can totally go and have. But like, at the end of the day, like, these are big companies. These are like the big head honchos, like EA and Ubisoft. These are the big boys. And you don't want to have a degraded quality game. You don't want a game to look worse. You don't want an environment to look worse. You don't want more shimmering to make things look worse. And now, granted, all the little gameplay I've had a chance to see over here really quick, I haven't seen any major issues, but multiple other people have actually kind of brought this to their attentions where they've seen that. Like, even right here, I can maybe show you guys. You have to look for it, but it's a little bit more obvious when you're inside a game. But on the right side, as I just wanted to cover over here really quick, they show the shimmering. Like, it's quite literally there as it's loading it in from the AI, and I don't want to like super, like, it's still, the game looks still good, but like right there is a quick little glance. I mean, I don't want to go and pinpoint like for microseconds, everything else looks good, but like that is there. Like, you can kind of find it really quick just by scrolling through gameplay and seeing where texture loading on in, and it just doesn't fill in the blanks. It's just a weird vibe. It's not a fun experience, and like, we don't want to have to experience this every single time we play a game. Now, we could probably find better examples. I just want to put a little bit of Avatar gameplay. This is not really like me trying to show off the gameplay, be like, oh, look at all these problems. It's just more of like, for you guys to look at something as, you know, I'm going through the video. But other comments have been like, hey, this whole thing where they remove all these modes, but one is like basically trying to get rid of everything but a pro mode, is just a bad idea, as long as we are still in this prototype phase, where sometimes the PSSR and the higher settings work and sometimes they don't. And I kind of agree with this take, basically saying like, hey, like, give us the baseline PS5 no matter what. Like, give us like normal stat, like, let me have a chance to remove PSSR if I don't want it. Let me have a chance to remove the, you know, ray tracing if I don't want it, because sometimes it does bog down games. I think I want to put ray tracing on every game as long as it works, and I want to have, you know, PSSR on every game as long as it works. And I don't mind waiting a little bit longer in case there's an issue with it, you know? Like, I don't think I necessarily mind too much. But people are upset about it. People are mad about it too, because they only have this one mode available. So if the PSSR is not working, which people are already reporting, you saw in YouTube comments, these comments already, and I can probably, if I really need to show you guys, I could go through it, but I'm just kind of talking about the general news, because you've seen other examples, and you've seen the shimmering on Silent Hill. Like, it sucks that it exists. It sucks that it's even here, you know, at the end of the day. And it sucks too as well, because there's only one feature for it. So basically, they are technically getting a downgrade for this. So number one, you don't have all the multiple options, which sucks. Like, I like the idea of having like the resolution mode. We have like that fidelity where the game looks better, or you have the more performance mode if you just want to run more frames. Like, I like those options, because some games I want the frames and sometimes I want the quality. Sometimes depends on the night too. Sometimes I'm late night, I'm cozy, I'd rather have the 30 FPS, I'm in my bed comfy, I'm just enjoying the game environment I'm in. And sometimes I'm a wide awake, I just pop some caffeine or something and I'm ready to go and play some games. It really depends on the vibe. So it sucks that they only have a pro mode, which just, it kind of defeats the whole purpose. Why have all this better specs in your console if you're not allowing people to have these multitudes of options? Now, once again, this is more of an Ubisoft issue than, say, a PlayStation 5 Pro, but it still kind of goes hand in hand. And as well, this is not the only first time, as we've covered on the channel. Silent Hill's been having issues, the Jedi Survivors had issues, and I'm sure other future games might also have issues. And it makes me sad we have to worry about this, because I don't want to always have to patrol and test and see, because I want to just go work day in and day out. And the AI is cool. Like, when it works, it really works. When it works well. But people are obviously kind of getting sick of this, because it's now like a normal issue. People are talking about it. It sucks overall. So at least on the base PS5, you can still have one or two alternate modes to check if those work better for you. But when they remove all that on the Pro, and they only give you one single mode, then you're completely just trapped there. And you can't do anything to get rid of PSSR, and if it adds all this shimmering and you can't do anything about it, then you're stuck with it. Or as well, if the game is having issues or bogging on down, or for some reason, God forbid, has less frame rates. Although everything should still be better, it still sucks. Like, I do agree, you have to have more options. If this one pro mode doesn't satisfy you, then the game is pretty much useless and you can't do anything about it, and you can't even brute force the old base PS5 performance modes with the additional GPU power. Basically saying, if you don't like the PSSR, you would think you could just still play the baseline version and it runs well and you're happy and it's fine, but instead, no, you're stuck with the pro version that's utilizing the PSSR either way. And I think that is a really bad design feature, no matter what you want to go and say, because I don't mind the pro. I don't don't mind the Pssr. I don't mind the patches. I don't mind if it takes a little longer. Like, I'm not like a uppity person. Like, I don't mind. Like, if it gets fixed eventually, I'm cool with it, especially for older games. I don't mind. And as long as the PlayStation games are good, I'm happy. But the fact that you're kind of stuck with this and you can't get rid of the ray tracing, can't get rid of the Pssr, that is kind of a big issue. And I do think that based more so Avatar rather than the PS5 Pro really messed up, and I'm not a big fan of it. So I want to hear your thoughts and comments and all that down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We will be getting out of PS5 Pro, even though there's been a little bit of issues popping up. I still like my console though. We have all the Amazon links down below, the affiliate links down below, and I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. Definitely follow this here, the second YouTube account, and I'll talk to you guys all soon.